just.
Okay, welcome. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here tonight. We have such an exciting thing to share with you, and we're going to go into some great detail about it. Some of you have already seen this. Some of you are already doing this with us, and we're just really excited to dive a little bit deeper with you guys. We have a couple special guests on our call tonight. We have Mitchell and we have Angie. So they're going to be sharing a lot of insights and their experience so far. They've been here a little longer than us, so they'll have a little more experience to share with us. So let's dive right in here. First, I'm going to introduce you to Mitchell. Mitchell's been here for what, 4 or 5 months now, Mitchell?
Since February.
Okay, great. I need to write that down. Since February. All right, and can you just basically share with us your experience so far, how you got into it and all of that?
Yeah, so I think
I just want to chime in real quick because I know a lot of people were invited here kind of blindly and they don't even have an idea what we're talking about tonight. So to roll off into what we're talking about, this is a passive income opportunity that all of us that are in the project are all benefiting from while we sleep, while we shower, while we sing. It doesn't matter what experience level you have or anything. Like we are all earning here. So those of us that are on the call tonight that are going to be talking and sharing our experiences, we're going to hone in on those specific things. What makes this project, what it is, how we're being driven to want to blast it from the rooftops and why it's so exciting. So if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat and we will obviously get to you as soon as somebody stops for a moment. And at the end, we'll open it up for questions. So grab a pen and paper, write down any questions because we're going to throw a lot of info at you. Sorry,
Yes.
Go ahead, Mitchell.
not a problem.
I'm Val, by the way. Go ahead. Sorry.
I think it's important to preface with, this isn't my bread and butter. I've never had success or made lots of money in sales or anything like that. To give you a little bit of background, I was a cop for 13 years. My last 2 years, I worked undercover narcotics and robberies. I retired December of 2017 and I opened up a private security firm, and that's my bread and butter. We provide armed and unarmed security guard services, bodyguard services, and stuff like that. But I've always loved crypto, and I've had a couple really good wins in crypto. I invested in XRP really, really early on, and so I've hit a couple times on crypto, and because of that, all my friends and close friends and family know how much I love crypto. I hear about every crypto project right under the sun, every new coin that's coming. People are constantly asking me, what coin should I invest in? What coin's going to pop next? So I hear about a lot of this stuff. And back in February, I got a call from my uncle, actually. He said, Mitchell, what do you think about TEXIT? And I said, what's a TEXIT? I had no idea what he was talking about, right? He said, well, it's a cryptocurrency. I said, I'll have to do some research and get back to you. I'm not familiar with it. Well, the way it was explained to me is we all remember back when Biden was president and Texas was talking about seceding, right? During that time, there was a guy named Bobby Gray, and Bobby Gray created a cryptocurrency called TEXIT. The idea behind TEXIT was if and when Texas ever did secede from the Union, it would become Texas's currency. Now, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I laughed my uncle off the phone. I said, that sounds like the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life, right? I said that's just ridiculous because in my opinion, and I know it differs from some, the odds of Texas seceding, I think, is pretty slim. And if the crypto is tied to Texas seceding and that's its purpose and Texas never secedes, it's never going to go up in value. I think that's pretty logical with the limited amount of knowledge that I had. So when my uncle told me the coin was at 16 cents and it had just hit 16 cents, it was its all-time high. And I said, not for me. Do what you want. I don't think it's a good investment. 5 days go by and I log into my crypto exchange and I'm making some investments and moving some crypto around. And I think about this coin and I tell people there was some ill intent there because, to be honest, uh, I thought it was going to come back down, right? Because it had just hit 16 cents. So I log in and I pull up the coin, and my plan was to take a photo, send it to my uncle, and say, I told you so, right? And instead of it crashing, it did the opposite. 5 days later, we're at 21 cents. Now, 16 to 21 in the crypto market is nothing to write home about, right? We see fluctuations like that all the time. But it was enough to catch my attention and make me think maybe I should look at this and not act like I know everything, right? Because I clearly don't. So I went to CoinMarketCap. If you're not familiar, coinmarketcap.com, it's completely third party. It has nothing to do with Texas. It's been around for many, many years before Texas was even a thought, right? They track all different kinds of cryptos. I typed in Texas coin, which is TXC on the exchange. And the first thing I noticed was that the coin market cap community had it rated at 98.9 or 99% bullish, right? That means if you're not familiar with those terms, bullish meaning people want more of it, bearish meaning people want to get rid of it, right? 98, almost 99% of people in the world want more Texas coin, right? That's what we call a signal of a coin that's going to go up in value. So I thought that was really interesting. I never expected that. Then I went and checked the chart. Everyone wants to invest in a crypto at 3 cents and watch it shoot to $30 the next day, right? I don't blame you. But really, that's not sustainable. And if you're not really, really quick selling, you're going to lose your money, right? Because as fast as it went up, it will come back down. And that's what a lot of us have maybe been involved in a rug pull before, right? So what I saw was nice, healthy, steady growth. Nothing erratic, nothing crazy, very healthy growth. The third thing, and probably one of the more important things when you're looking at a coin like this, is liquidity, right? Liquidity gives you the ability to sell your coins. Say you had 5 coins and they're all worth $1 billion, but you can't sell them. Are they worth anything? Clearly not, right? So the company has to have the liquidity so that when you're ready to sell, you can sell at any point. I can log in at 3 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning, whenever I want. I can click a button and I can sell all my Texacoin because the liquidity is there. So once I saw the liquidity was there, my fourth thing was the owner, the creator of this coin, Bobby Gray. Who is this, right? Now, this isn't something I'm proud of, to be honest, but I'm a pretty skeptical person. It's something I need to work on. And maybe it's from being a cop for 13 years. But I jokingly say that me and my wife make a great team because she'll go down a dark alley and hand a guy in a ski mask a sandwich, right? Or give him $5. She loves and trusts everybody. And I personally think everyone's a scumbag until you prove otherwise, right? So we kind of balance each other out. So I'm looking at the coin. I'm thinking, this all looks really, really good. But who's Bobby Gray? Is he a rug puller? Is he a crypto scammer? Let me dive into him. So, in about 2 or 3 days, I researched the heck out of Bobby Gray. I know where he lives. I know his kids' names. I know his wife's name. I know everything about him. And the more and more I dug into Bobby Gray, the more impressed I came with his resume. Right? I found a YouTube video of him testifying in front of Congress, in front of one of my heroes, Ron Paul, on alternative currencies, right? And that video right there really solidified it for me. But that wasn't all. He had been very, very successful in the precious metal space before, too. He has a very impressive resume, done incredible things. And so I called my uncle up and I said, you know what? I might have made a mistake. I'm gonna throw some money at this and test it out and see what happens, right? So I buy one miner. And for 27 days, I don't open my mouth to a single soul. I'm mining the crypto. The crypto's hitting my account 7 days a week between 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern, never fails. And because I'm skeptical, I'm taking that crypto. And as soon as it's hitting my account, I'm selling it. I'm transferring it. I'm turning it to XRP. I'm moving it around. I'm doing all kinds of things with it. And on the 27th day, we had gone from 21 cents to 36, 37 cents. And I heard the creator of the coin, Bobby Gray, make an announcement and say that we are on track. If we continue to grow at this rate, we're on track to hit $16 per coin come February next year. And I thought to myself, man, that's a substantial amount of money, right? I'm getting 15 to 20 coins a night, 7 days a week. February's 350 days away. If this works the way I think it's going to work, and I don't tell my mom and my brothers about it, they're going to kill me. Like they're not going to be happy, right? But if I tell them and they say not interested, they can't be mad. It's on them. So completely organically, I'm not trying to share it with anyone. I'm not out there being a salesman, right? I share it with my mom, my brothers, my neighbor, my barber, and a good friend of mine. And like I said, I didn't reach out to my barber or my neighbor. It just came up in conversation. And something incredible happened. I'm pretty addicted to checking my phone every single night before I go to bed to see how much crypto I'm earning, right? And the next night, after sharing it with all those people, I'm laying in bed about to go to sleep and I pull up my phone. And instead of earning 15 to 20 coins, that day, I earned 67 coins. So I'm like, whoa, what is going on? I call my uncle up and I say, hey, did your miner just spit out a bunch more crypto than normal? He said, no, why? I told him what happened. He said, well, yeah, for every three people you share it with, they give you two free miners. Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, I was in it for the crypto. I wasn't in it to become a salesman. I wasn't trying to do any of that. I was so happy. I was on cloud nine at that point, right? Because there's a way I can earn these miners instead of paying for them. So I'm ready to get out of bed, get on the roof, and yell at my neighbors, right? I'm pumped up. So I'm going on Facebook. I'm looking at other people I could tell, and I would have been completely content and happy right there. But then 2 days later, something incredible happened. I get a call from a lady named Kogi Horton, and Kogi says, Mr. Tucker, we see that you've earned some commissions. How would you like to be paid? Now, skeptical me was thinking that she was talking about the crypto that I've been earning already for about 30 days now. And I thought to myself, this is shady. Like I've been mining for 30 days and you're just now asking me how I want to get my crypto. I'm already getting my crypto. I've been getting it. And I said it much nicer than that, but she said, no, 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 I'm not talking about your crypto. We're actually going to compensate you for sharing it as well. So I said, there's no way. Give her all my information. I don't hold my breath. And several thousand bucks hit my account the next day, 2 days later. Since that very first week of opening my mouth and sharing it with my mom, my brothers, my neighbor, and my barber, and a good friend of mine, I have consistently made $3,000 a week cash every single week from that point forward. And I'm earning about $1,500 to $1,700 completely passively without opening my mouth. If I chose right now never to tell a single soul, my miner is producing $1,500 to $1,700 a month at the current price, completely passively. Now, that same 15 to $1,700, if we had our projection at 16 bucks, is a substantial amount of money. Texas coin right now, I haven't checked today, but I'm going to throw a number out there. I'm sure there's some people in here that's checked. We're somewhere around $1.34 to $1.36 today. Incredible opportunity. Amy, Val, does anyone want to add anything else before I move forward?
No.
I have a question actually. So what makes you so confident that it will be $16 by February? Like tell us a little bit about the roadmap there and how they come up with that number.
Yeah, so a couple things. One, I was skeptical when it was 16 cents that we were going to hit 21 cents. And then I was skeptical that we were going to hit 50 cents. And then I said, no way, we're going to hit a dollar. And then we surpassed a dollar, right? What I have learned to respect and appreciate is when Bobby Gray says something, it happens. But more so than that, right? The fact that this is not a coin that's coming. It's a coin that's already here. It's on the market. We're not, I know that my biggest losses in the crypto space, and maybe there's some people here that have been through it, is investing in a coin that's quote unquote coming to the market and it never shows up, right? I've done that twice and the coin never shows up. We're investing, we're purchasing a miner that is producing passively a coin for us that's already on the market. So how do you get those numbers? Well, we're taking data from the open exchange. What's incredible about this is there is hundreds of people out there, maybe thousands, I don't know, people who are buying Texit coin that have no idea that they can mine it, that they have no idea that this whole opportunity exists. They see it on the platform, they see its growth, they're looking at the chart and they're saying, wow, this is a really good investment. Let me purchase this. And they're purchasing and they're holding, right? And they plan on selling when it shoots up. Well, we're taking that data from the open exchange and we're saying, look, we're not throwing random numbers out there. We're telling you guys what we're seeing on the open exchange. We're saying that if the growth rate continues to stay the same, we already know what our supply is. It's capped. It can't go any higher, right? The miners can only produce so much. So it's all about demand, right? The demand of the coin. And I like to use this example. And I know there's probably lots of people on this call that's heard this example out of my mouth 100 times and they probably are tired of hearing it. But a can of Coke, right? I know Amy and Val has heard it a bunch of times. You can go anywhere and go to a gas station and pick up a can of Coke for a dollar, dollar fifty, right? Why? The demand is really, really high for that can of Coke, but the supply is just as high. You can get a can of Coke anywhere. But if we were to take every can of Coke in the world off the market and there was only one can of Coke, how much would it sell for? There'd be some idiot that jumped on eBay and bought it for millions of dollars, right? Well, the same thing happens with any kind of crypto, right? Is if the demand grows higher than the supply, then the coin goes up in value. Our demand is out of control. It is growing like crazy. The supply is not going to grow, right? It can only produce so much a day. So as that demand grows, and we already know the current growth rate, the price of the coin is going to grow as well.
Cool. And since you brought up Bobby Gray and how, you know, what he says happens, can you tell us a little bit more about Bobby Gray? Who is he?
Well, I'm going to share with you not a cookie cutter YouTube or Google or Wikipedia of Bobby Gray. I'm going to share with you my personal experience with Bobby Gray. So I actually flew to the home office in Texas. And I was thinking, I was telling my wife, no, I didn't flew, I drove. That was miserable. I'll never do that again, 18 hours. But I drove to Texas, right? And I'm on the way to Texas and I'm telling my wife, and I said, man, I really hope we get at least like to sit down with him and have a dinner so I can like pick his brain and talk to him. I get there, such an incredible guy. I literally, we went with my kids. We went to dinner every single night. He took my kids to some kind of theme park. Just an absolutely down to earth, normal guy, super incredible. Gave me the keys to his McLaren while I was in Texas and said, have fun. We drove around Texas in his McLaren. Super, super cool guy, genuine guy. You never have to wonder what he's thinking because he will tell you.
He's
Uh,
open.
what's that?
I said, he's open. I
Yeah,
love how open Bobby is. Some people are like, whoa. And I'm like, beat it. He is
yeah,
very
he's very,
open.
very transparent. Someone said they're 100% transparent. Yeah, he will show you exactly every penny. Matter of fact, if you go to mindtxc.com, go to our dashboard, I've never seen a company or a crypto company or any company put on the dashboard exactly every single penny that's coming into the company and where every single penny is going. He doesn't hide anything, right? And I just really respected him. I respect the fact that you never have to wonder what he's thinking. If he thinks you're an idiot, he's going to tell you that. He's just genuinely a great guy, and I really respect him a lot.
So I have
Nice.
a quick question for I know that for a lot of the people that I've invited here, they're like probably going, "Oh, it's crypto. I don't know anything about crypto."
Yeah.
Definitely don't know anything about a miner. Like, what is a miner? What are we doing here? How are we earning this passive money while we're sleeping?
Yeah, I'll touch base on that, and then I think it'd be a perfect time to pull Angie in here because she's absolutely crushing it. I did know about crypto before I got involved, right? And that gave me a leg up as far as researching the coin, right? But that's what I love about Texas Coin. 90% of the people that I've told about it know nothing about crypto. Matter of fact, we just got back from Hawaii. Angie was there with me. We went to Hawaii, all expense paid by Texas. They did not hold back either. I mean, we got incredible resorts. The bill for dinner on the last night was over $5,000. Like it was just absolutely incredible. Everything we swam with the turtles. We did all kinds of crazy stuff, and Texas paid everything. And what I thought was really interesting, I'm there with all these Texas Rangers, right? Texas Ranger is a level you can hit once you have been in and you've shared the opportunity with a bunch of people with people and you've made some money with it. You can have that ability to earn the Texas Ranger position. And what I thought was kind of funny, I'm here with all these Texas Rangers, and I would say 60% of them know very, very little, close to nothing about crypto. I was showing one while we were in Hawaii how to use MetaMask. They didn't know how to use MetaMask. And I thought that was just so cool that you have all these people who are earning literally life-changing money and they know nothing about crypto, which I thought was so cool. And Angie is a great example of that. Angie knew nothing about crypto when she got involved. I mean, I don't think that she even had Coinbase downloaded. And she has built an incredible team. She's made incredible money. She has in my opinion, I think she would agree, really changed her life completely. And to go from knowing nothing about crypto other than how to spell it to where she's at today is absolutely phenomenal. You don't have to know anything about crypto to get involved.
That's why I loved when I first met Angie and she's just started like pouring her heart out about her experience in Texas and then just seeing her flourish without a network marketing background, like all of the things that people think, oh, well, you're doing well because you have a following. Oh, you're doing well because everybody puts this light on why you're successful. It's really not that case in Texas.
Yeah.
Share it with your mailman, share it with it's something I know a lot of people get very fearful when they hear crypto, or they think that it's something that they have to share. Everybody backs off. Well, I'm not really good at it, or whatever anybody's reasons are. And then you hear like Angie coming into it, and she's on the rocket ship, like she's leading the rocket. It's so
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I
And the
love to
beautiful
hear
thing
from you,
about TEXIT
Angie.
is you don't have to share it with anyone. Like I have,
Right.
out of everyone I've ever shared it with, maybe three people have shared it with other people. Everyone else has kept it to themselves, which is completely fine. And they're winning and they're going to crush it, right? They've
Yeah.
made their money back. They're looking forward to February. And I like to preface too and say February, when Texas Coin launched, we never made a goal for 25 cents. Or Bobby never made a goal for 25 cents. Bobby never set a goal for $1 or 10 or 15. The very first goal Bobby set was 16 the actual number was $16.46 by February. That's the first goal. There was no other numbers before that. So we're talking about February and people are getting excited about February because it potentially be a lot of money, but that's not the end goal, right? We're looking at $1,000 coin. Now we're talking some serious life-changing money. Do I plan on cashing in February? Absolutely not. I would, I mean, you could cash in right now, but I'm not going to spend my Texacoin in February. I'm looking for that 80, 100, $1,000 coin before I start thinking about cashing out. But I know a good buddy of mine cashed out $30,000 in Texacoin just a couple weeks ago. He's actually a Texas Ranger, cashed out 30 grand, paid off a credit card. So, incredible opportunity. Angie, do you want to unmute and share a little bit?
Absolutely. I thank you for having me here tonight. And I just wanted to say for those people that are out there that are skeptical, that know nothing about crypto, I mean, I literally said no to this opportunity. And when it was brought to me, I just said, I know nothing about crypto. It scares me. I don't want to lose any money. I've heard of scams. I've heard of people breaking into accounts, and no, thank you. I don't want no part of it. And, my sponsor, Kevin, basically said, Angie, let me just explain the comp plan to you and how this all works. And if it's not for you after you've heard everything, then, blessings to you anyways. It's not going to change how I feel about you. But I really think that once you understand it, it's something that I've never seen before. And I just want to explain it to you. And that way, at least you can make an educated choice. And he said, I'm just so new to this. I literally signed up like 3 days ago. So I want to introduce you to Mitchell, and he can explain it to you. And I hopped on a call with Mitchell. And as you can see, I mean, I just felt very comfortable with him. Mitchell is not a car salesman. He speaks from the heart. He was very down to earth. He gave me all of the facts and figures, and I was able to make an educated choice. And when I found out about the comp plan, and we'll explain that to you here in a minute, it made perfect sense to me because I thought if Mitchell can do this on accident, I can do this on purpose. So, and he had only shared it with 5 people, but I was just so afraid, and I literally said, no, thank you. But once I decided that I wanted to come in and give this a shot, let me tell you what happened to me in my first week, because I literally made my first $1,000 in my first week with just sharing it with 3 people. So I brought in, my first person. My second person is actually somebody here, and I asked permission if I can share her story with you all, but it's Dee Spur. Dee was my second person on my right leg, and I had nobody on my left. Now, at the time that I introduced this to Dee, I'm sorry, let me let my cat in. He's banging at the door. At the time I shared this with Dee, she was promoting some other things, and that was perfectly fine. And I had told her that the beautiful thing about this is that, if you're too busy and you're promoting other things, or you just don't want to promote it, you don't have to. But I said, her and I have gone back and worked together several years ago on other things. And I know she knows me, loves me, and trusts me. And I said, Dee, just come in where you fit in and get yourself a minor, because you literally can make passive income. And this minor is going to pay you for the next 138 years while you sleep and do nothing. It's a no-brainer. How could you say no to that? It's like, you know, if somebody gave you an ATM machine and it was, you know, printing out money for you every day and left a little bit of chunk on your front porch every day, why wouldn't you want something like that? That's going to do that for the next 138 years and you not have to do a thing. But if you want to promote it, you can. And of course, I was so excited to promote it. And so Dee was my very second person. And what I love about this comp plan is that you don't have to bring in all of these people and promote it by yourself, because it's as if you bring in these people and you share it with others and you get compensated for your team's efforts. And I'll have Mitchell break that down for you here in a second. But basically, if you have, it's a binary, there's just two legs. And if you have 3 points on your right, 3 on your left, you make $1,000. 6 and 6 on your left, 6 points and 6 points is 2,000. 9 and 9 is 3,000. How do you get points? You get 1 point for every minor sold. So I had 1 point for my very first person that I had on my right leg. Dee came in, she bought 1 minor, so I had 2 points. At the end of the week, my sponsor, Kevin, said, Angie, I have a family that's coming in, a husband, a wife, and an adult son. So there's 3 people and they're each buying a minor, which is going to give, and I'm going to put them on your right leg at the bottom. That's going to give Dee 3 points, Tammy 3 points, and you 3 points. And I said, well, I already have 2 points, so that's going to give me 5, right? And he said, yes. And I said, so all I need is 3 points on my left so that I can make my first $1,000. And he said, you got it. So I reached out to somebody that I've known for a while. He's a, you know, entrepreneur. He got on a call with Mitchell and he came in with a 3-pack and he bought 3 minors. So what did that do? Those 3 minors that he purchased gave me 3 points on my left leg. So I now had 5 points on my right, 3 on my left, and I made my $1,000 in my first week, and I only shared it with 3 people. I did it again my second week, and then my third, I made $3,000. And I was like, how is that possible to make $3,000 when I only shared it in my third week with only 2 people? And the reason why was because my team was now starting to grow. And as they brought more people in, I was getting the points as if I did it myself. So I had 9 on my left and 10 on my right. And technically, I should have only gotten paid for 2 points because I had only brought 2 people in that week. But I got paid $3,000 in my third week. And I'm making $3,000 every single week now. And as a matter of fact, last week, I put my husband in on one of my power legs. And so all I had to do was build on his right leg. And in 1 week of me putting him in, he made $3,000 in his first week. Now, I'm going to rewind a little bit to Dee's story, because 2 months ago, you know, I let people work at their own pace. And if you want to run with me, I will grab you by the arm and take you with me to the top. I became a TEXIT Ranger because I love to help people. And I don't care whether you're on my team or not, I will help anybody. But so I was letting her do her own thing, but I would periodically check on her and see, you know, if she was ready to start promoting. And at that time she wasn't. Well, she happens to be in this community. And I got a message from her on a weekend one day, not too long ago. And she had these big laughing faces. And she said, Angie, bah ha ha, you're going to love this story. She said, I joined this community and they had posted that they were bringing something to our community that was going to allow us to earn passive income, and that they wanted us to look at this YouTube video and post it on our wall. There was no name of TEXIT anywhere. There was no picture, no names of any of us. She goes, and I clicked on the link, and it was you. It was you and Mitchell, and you had been doing a presentation. And she said, oh my gosh. She said, Angie, she goes, we need to get on a call. And so she ended up buying 2 more miners after that. And what that did for her is it made her realize that, you know, this company that we're now presenting for here tonight, you guys have a massive opportunity with many opportunities that are brought to you. And the fact that they brought TEXIT to this community and many people are coming on, I think it just validated to Dee that TEXIT is bigger than what she thought, or it was more of an opportunity, and it just lit a fire under her. And she said, Angie, I'm not a big marketer. I don't know how to promote this. And I said, you don't have to. I said, just get people to talk to me and I will talk to them for you. And she's done that. And her team is already growing. And every time she has somebody that has questions, she puts them on a 3-way call with me, and or Mitchell. I mean, we all help out in doing 3-way calls and presentations and Zooms and training because we have such an amazing supportive team. As a matter of fact, our team, I just found this out in Hawaii this week, that our team, Mitchell's team, takes up 40% of TEXIT.
Woo!
Okay, that's how big we have grown in just the last 2 months. And we are doubling in size every single week. And Mitchell can probably tell you how much more, his team is growing on a weekly basis. But I'm telling you that this has been such an amazing opportunity because you don't have to promote it if you don't want to. But I don't know how you can keep from not promoting this because it is such an amazing opportunity to make a weekly income that, especially if you're married, to bring your spouse into this and be able to make a dual income, right? And so now my husband and I are both making an income from TEXIT. And it's literally, I joined on April 29th. No, I'm sorry, March 29th, but my first recruit came in on the 1st of May. So May, June, and now we just started July is how long I have been in. And I've made like $21,000 in cash basically from the comp plan. And I've made about almost $9,000. I'm about 87.92 right now, $100 in cryptocurrency. If I do nothing else at this point and no longer share it with anybody and decide to just close shop, those miners, I now have a total of 22 nodes or miners, they're called nodes, that basically they are going to be producing coins for me every single night. I am making about $100 a night now with my 22 miners. And I am not stopping. I am going to continue to keep sharing this with the world. When I was in Hawaii, I reached out to my Uber driver. Okay, this is a global opportunity. And so, share it with the world. But Mitchell, if you want to talk a little bit more on the comp plan, if I missed anything, I speak from the heart. I am just like, when I came in, I was ignorance on fire. You don't have to know anything about crypto. I learned how to use my Coinbase. I learned how to use Kraken. I'm now teaching other people. I'm proud to be a TEXIT Ranger, and I am just so blessed with this opportunity. I am so, so, so grateful. So, anyways, I can't help it. I get so
Angie, I just
emotional.
gotta say, like, I love seeing from the day that I met you to seeing you in Hawaii. Like, I got a little tear, like, right now. Like, I know what this has done for you, and watching you just be there with your husband and doing the things. It's like, oh my God, I just started this a couple of months ago with absolutely no idea what the heck you were getting into, not even challenging yourself. Like, well, I have to get this many people to get, you're just sharing the blessings. And I know servant hearts, like that's what TEXIT is all about, is just a whole bunch of servant heart leaders that are like, I need to share this with people. But it's a lot of people quietly sitting back, never opening their wallets any day of the week. We all get the same amount of tokens or coins, they're not tokens, every single night at the same time. And you don't even have to open your wallet. You don't have to claim anything. You don't have to do anything. You can set it and forget it. Set up the account in like 2, 3 minutes and walk away from it. And every single day, if you get 5 coins a day and they're worth $1.36 today, next month and they're worth $3, and the next month they're worth $20, and the next month, like we don't know exactly how much it's going to be, but we know the growth and the community and everything and the blessings that it's bringing to people like you and people like Mitchell. Mitchell accidentally did it. You accidentally rolled right into this and didn't even realize, well, if I just told a couple of people and those people told a couple of people, but you don't have to share it. And I know the passive thing, like, could I plug something in and it could spit money out? I stole your little video about the ATM machine pouring out all the cash today. I posted that on my Facebook. I'm like, that thing is like pouring out money. That's what I feel about Texit Coin. It's just every day. I've been in it for 30 days and I've already earned $900 passively in my sleep. Like, not sharing it with a soul. I share though. So I've made more, but passively, like it's ignorance on fire for everybody because everybody wins regardless of your experience in the crypto space.
We are literally making dreams come true because I mean, I've always had Hawaii on my bucket list and never thought that, I'd get to go. And the fact that it was all completely paid for, even for my spouse, and it's just a true blessing. We have Thailand scheduled in September coming for us as well. And but again, come in where you fit in. You don't have to share this, but what we're finding as we listen to a lot of these amazing stories from people, is that, it's almost like you do when you go to see a good movie or a good restaurant and you just share it organically. And let me tell you, after having, it on your phone and you seeing your coins every night, come 3, 4, 5, 6 months when you've got $8, $10,000 in there and you're telling somebody you made that money while you were sleeping, you think somebody's not going to want to know how they can get one too? It just, it's blessings upon blessings. And yes, there are so many servant hearts in this community. I just feel like, that it's where we're supposed to be. And I can't even share it fast enough with as many people because I feel like I'm doing them a disservice if I don't share it with somebody.
I just want to roll off of that of what you say, like we're seeing it on our phone and we're checking it and people want to know how we're doing it. But the one thing that for me, being in this space for 5 years and being burned, and the transparency here is unlike anything ever, anywhere, whether I'm shopping at Publix or I have a network marketing company that I'm part of, nothing has transparency like Texacoin. Nothing. Bobby
Exactly.
shows wire transfers, invoices. We just hit the Dallas Fort Worth airport, every single terminal, the whole entire airport. We're in the Austin airport. There's like 120 billboards all around. He shows the wire transfers. He shows the invoices. He shows the order forms of the amount of miners that we get. Every single transaction is in our face. So that it's not like you're left to wonder, well, I wonder, what's the guy? It is for my heart. I just feel like it's everything that you want to put in a package of somewhere. And I'm just making money in my sleep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Real quick, to touch on something because I see in the chat there was a couple people that like I was scammed in crypto. I was scammed in crypto. Look, if you've been in crypto for longer than 30 days, you've probably been scammed in crypto. If because you don't know what you're doing, right? You try to get involved in something, you hear about people making money in crypto, you throw some money at it, you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna get scammed. Um, I was sharing with someone, I got scammed 20 grand back December last year. So $20,000 is not an easy hit to take, right? I just told my wife about that actually just like 2 weeks ago. She said, "What? You lost $20,000?" She didn't even know. But anyways, what sets Texas Coin apart? There's three things, and I guarantee the people that were commenting that they got scammed, I guarantee you I'd put money on it that it fell into one of these three categories because I've been around this world long enough now. One, it was a rug pull. Texas Coin has no pre-mined coins. What does that mean? Not one single coin existed until the miner got plugged in. So nobody is holding billions of coins, right? Waiting for it to go up and then sell all their coins. That's what a rug pull is. Someone has the majority of the coins, it goes up in value. They sell their coins, they tank the market. That can't happen with Texit because no one's holding that many coins. Two, you invested into a coin that didn't exist yet. Oh, this coin is coming to market. You can purchase it now, and we're going to give you it at really, really cheap. But when it hits the market, it's going to be worth $800 a coin or whatever the nonsense was. But you got it for 10 cents a coin. That those don't exist, and a lot of people lost money in it. Third, and this is another big one, you gave someone your money, your crypto, they were doing trades for you and then giving you a percentage of their wins back, right? Those do work for a very short amount of time, and they will collapse every single time. Lost a lot of money there. The few people in the comments that said something, I'm willing to bet that whenever you got scammed, it fell into those categories. Texacoin does. When I saw that it was completely out of those three categories, I hold my own coin. No one has access to it but me. No pre-mined coins, and the coin already exists on the market. It checked all the boxes. That's what sets Texas Coin apart from those other projects that you were scammed in.
And why is Texas coin safer than most other cryptos? I feel like that has a lot to do with the fact that whales can't manipulate the cost. So can you talk a little bit more about, the difference between Texas coin and Bitcoin, for example?
Yeah, so the beautiful thing about Texacoin, what got me passionate about it? Why was crypto ever invented? If you were to ask me, and it's my personal opinion, it was for free money. Now, I don't mean free money like just give me free money for doing nothing. I mean, it was the first time that we, the people, had money that was truly not tied to anything, right? Every other currency out there is tied to one of the big three: big brother, big government, big corporations. Crypto, every currency until you go back to like our great ancestors when they were trading chunks of gold and silver, right? Everything in the modern era has been tied to one of those three. Cryptocurrency came about, and for the first time, we had money that was not tied to the big three. And I say, if you don't believe it, try to get on an airplane with $1 million cash in a duffel bag. You're not going to make it, right? It's going to get stopped, and they're going to take it from you. Now, I can walk on an airplane with $5 billion on my cell phone. It's no one's business but my own. I can send a wire transfer, or a crypto transfer rather, to some random country in Africa, and it's no one's business but my own. But if I send a wire transfer through my bank to some random country in Africa, the FBI is going to be knocking on my door asking me what the heck is going on, right? If I don't have a valid reason. So crypto was free money that wasn't tied to the big three. And then what happened? We bowed down and gave it all back. Who is the biggest owner of Bitcoin right now? Does anybody know?
BlackRock.
BlackRock. Val, thank you, because I was having a brain fart and I couldn't remember the name. I was really
They
hoping
run the show of the world.
right.
Yeah.
So BlackRock, right? XRP is another one that everyone's talking about. I don't think XRP is a bad investment. I really don't. If I'm going to be honest, I don't think it's a $1 million coin. I think it's possibly a $10 coin. But regardless, I think it's a decent investment. But who's involved in that? Literally all three: big government, big corporations, a big bank. They literally own it. So the beautiful thing about Texacoin, it's been funded by we the people, no banks, no corporations, nothing involved. It is truly free money. It's taking crypto back to its roots, and that's what I love about Texacoin so much. Oh,
Can you
whales.
just
To
say a
add,
little bit about that,
oh,
about Texas Coin and being, independent money and us being able to spend it? There's a lot of places this is not a Texas project. It's being built in Texas with the largest miner independent mines in the world. That's the goal. And it's being used in Texas as currency, but it's global. And we have people all over the world. But I have been in our Telegram chat, which has so many cool things in there. People are wrapping their cars and their campers, and they're using it for currency at their businesses, or if you need trees cut down, or you want to make jewelry or beer koozies or what. I mean, there's like so much community backing this and making sure that Texit becomes everything that we want it to be: independent, the people's money. But I know a lot of people don't quite understand how it differentiates between cryptocurrency like Bitcoin that's controlled by the masses and the big conglomerates, or our fiat which if you guys don't know what fiat is, it's our paper money, our dollars that we all spend, and how it continues to depreciate in value, and how Texas coin just like continues to go up. There's so much backing our community and our dollar to really take it to where it
You know,
needs to
I'd
be.
like to address there's a comment about pyramid schemes, and I would like to address that because that's something that does come across quite often. And when I very first started, I had reached out to one of our big leaders in the community who has got a lot of experience in crypto, and I respect him. And I had asked him why he chose Texit and how did he know that it wasn't a scam? Because it's what went through my mind to begin with. And I said, especially when we were having to build, you hear the term pyramid scheme, right? And what he said to me was that, Angie, he goes, for as long as I've been in crypto, I get introduced quite often to opportunities with crypto, and you should always think that they're a scam, but you need to do your due diligence. He said, and the reason why I knew that this wasn't was because of all of the restrictions they had in place. And as he explained that to me, it gave me a lot of knowledge and understanding about rug pulls. I didn't even know what the term was, but so the fact that there are no pre-mined coins, the fact that you can only buy a max amount of 9 miners, so you can't have some, I guess what they call them whales, come in and buy 100 miners or $1 million worth of miners and then do a rug pull. So he said, and the other thing is the fact that we get paid a maximum of $3,000 per week is it gives an opportunity to every single person to be able to make the same amount of money. Whereas opposed to a lot of MLMs, and there's a lot of good ones out there. I'm not saying anything negative about MLMs, but a lot of times what happens is that the people at the top are the ones that make all the money because they came in earlier, they built great big teams. You don't have to build a big team here to make money. Like I said, I did it with 3 people in my first week. And so it gives everybody the same opportunity from the very top to the very bottom. And it doesn't matter if you have 700 people below you, every person is going to get paid on every single person below them. It's not like 6 levels or 10 levels. The other thing is that we are not an MLM because we don't have monthly subscriptions. You pay one time for whether you buy 1 miner or you buy 9 miners, and that's it. There's no monthly or no, fees or anything attached to that. So, he had a lot of really good points in all of that, and he's absolutely right. Every single person has the same opportunity to make that kind of money, and we're watching it in real time, people that are doing this, and it is changing lives. And I saw that there was a comment that somebody said that, 995 is a lot. Now, and I understand that. And for some people that is quite a bit. But if you think about the outcome of what you are putting in, it surpasses your investment. For 995, and I'll tell you this, and if I have to put this in this terms, I mean, forgive me if this is harsh for anybody, but this is what I'm going to tell you because I know what I know what I know, and and I've been blessed, and I would never change what I've been through. Is that if I didn't have the 995 when I came in, and somebody gave me an example and said, if your child needed a liver transplant and the doctor said it was going to cost you 995, would you find it? You absolutely would find it. Why? Because it's priority to you. So if you have to save $20 in a jar every day until you get to $995, by God, do it, because I'm telling you, it's going to change your life. And I'm just speaking from experience, and I've seen so many people blessed with the same opportunity. Don't let your dreams go because you can't afford that right now. I mean, have a yard sale, put your clothes on marketplace, sell whatever you have. 995 is not a lot of money. And honestly, to be perfectly transparent with you, we are selling 5 and 9 packs every single day. People are spending $5,000 and $9,000. Why? because they know the value of what they're getting in comparison to what they're putting in and where they're going to be come February. So with that being said, I speak only from the heart. I prayed about this when I got started. There are sovereign hearts in this community, and I just know and feel that God has blessed me and led me here, and I want to continue to keep blessing other people. So
Yeah, I
that's
feel
all I
like
have.
Angie, just like what you're saying there, it's a lot of and this is not meant to sound harsh. It's uneducated, uninformed, skeptical. You know, you're making a decision based on lack of information. If you
Exactly.
take the time to look into what this is, there is nothing left to wonder. Nothing. Every single question that you have, there's transparency answer. If you want to know that we have $1 million in our liquidity pool, so if you want to sell $500,000 worth of coins, if you want to go buy them with your cash and buy the coins, not a miner, if you just want to buy them on the open market and then turn around and sell them, there's money in the liquidity. There's like bank money. If you don't know what liquidity is, that means that there's enough money there. There's a lot of fear that drives people into making decisions and rash decisions. They're like, I don't want to do that. It's a scam. It's got to be a scam. It's got to be a pyramid thing. It happens. I've been in this space a long time, and that's always what flows back to me. But then there's the people over here like, all right, I'll give it 30 minutes of my time to do a deep dive in it. You want to give me the information? Here, and I have all the information. We have all the information. We have the deep dives on the projects. Like, we have all the things. We are not here to sell anybody anything. We are not here to preach about, well, if you share it with a bunch of people, you can join into our community and earn no matter what, every single day, no matter what. But if you want to take it another step and bless and share other people with your friends and your family like we have, they get blessed, you get blessed, the community gets blessed, your upline gets blessed, because we all, and they're going to show you in the back office like what it looks like. Like when I say transparency, we have transparency. It's not a slide presentation that we're just here barking things at you. We really want people to understand what we have our hands on here. When Amy and I came into this, I joined on May 29th. I was like, nope, it's $9.95. I already have 7 streams of income. We already have close to 300 people in our team. We're juggling all these things. I'm not going to do it. Halfway through the Zoom, me and Amy are texting each other like, oh my God, this looks good. Should we fly solo on this? Can we bring this to the team? Can we manage to do this? Like, and we were so excited about it. As soon as we got off, like, I have chills right now because this has blessed me, you guys. I crashed my car 7 days later. I totaled my car. Me and my dog were in the car, broke my ribs. I was set back. I was not answering messages. If you asked for information on my post, I did not get back with you. My inbox is a mess. And I've already made, for tonight, I'm very close to $7,000. Some of that is from sharing, but over $900 of that is passive. It's just passive. It's just come my way. So I'm not here to, recruit people. We're not in recruitment here. We're here sharing it. And it's not an MLM. It's Bobby
Right. We are an
saying,
affiliate
if you
program.
share it, if you share it, I will give you some money for sharing it. But you can't earn more than $3,000 a week. There's nobody up the line that's like, well, if you don't keep bringing people in, then I can't make any money. There's no pyramid. There's no Ponzi. Nobody from the bottom is paying anybody from the top. It doesn't even
Exactly.
fan out to be that way at all.
Right.
So Gina has a question. She said that Bobby said that the 2 free miners restarted every 30 days. And if you missed it, you get another chance. As far as I know, I think you have to have 3 people in your first 30 days to get the 2 free miners. If you don't get it in your first 30 days, you get 1 free miner. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And if you do get your 3 in the first 30 days, then as soon as you get that free 2 miners, the 30 days starts over and you can do it again and again and again. You just got to keep doing it within the 30 days.
That's correct.
Okay. So I know Angie mentioned that the miner is going to run for 138 years. What does that mean? Does that mean we will it to our kids and our grandkids, and they are going to basically be mining TEXIT for 138 years? This isn't something that ends.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. You're purchasing a digital asset. Just if you were to go out and purchase real estate, right? That real estate's not going to disappear when you pass away. You would pass it on to your kids or your grandkids. Texit Coin, when you purchase a miner, you're purchasing a digital asset that's going to continue to produce income, not only for the rest of your life, but your kids and potentially your grandkids.
And Mitchell, can you tell us a little bit about the roadmap, the future of this coin, downtown dollars, and that kind of the vision there?
Yeah, so downtown dollars is an incredible thing that's going on in McKinney. What they have is downtown in the city of McKinney, they have a mobile app called Downtown Dollars, and the purpose of it is to keep the money within the community, keep the money circulating in the local community. And if you use that app in their city, you get cash back, and there's different benefits to using it. You download the app and you preload it with some cash, and then you can tap to pay just like you would with your Visa using Downtown Dollars, and you get cash back. Well, McKinney is part of an association called DTA, Downtown Association. They are the head of that association and kind of like the standard, right? There's 800 cities in that DTA, Downtown Association. And the what we're working on doing, and Texas Coin head office is working with the city of McKinney, that every time someone uses downtown dollars, they'll actually be purchasing and selling Texas Coin every time they tap their phone. Now, why is that a big deal? Well, none of us are in McKinney, as far as I know. None of us are in, maybe there's some people here from Texas, but I know all the people I know on this call are not in Texas. So how does that benefit us? Well, downtown dollars goes through about $45,000 ish a day, right? So that's 45 grand that's getting bought and sold a day. Now, if that's Texacoin, that's $45,000 of Texacoin that's getting bought and sold every day in just one city. And then when McKinney throws big art festivals or whatever else they do, that number doubles or triples, right? So having that kind of money flow through Texacoin is only going to give us better use case and increase the price of Texacoin substantially.
Oh, excellent. Well, how old is the coin, and how long has the miner been going?
Angie, what is it, about a year?
So yeah, it was launched on May 15th of 2024.
I
Okay,
hope.
okay, great. So I just want to share my experience so far with TEXIT. I started in TEXIT May 29th with one miner. And by May 31st, I had my first 3 people. I got my 200 extra hash. So like within 2 days. And that first week, I think I made 2,000. I've done like what Angie did, and I kind of got a spot for my husband and kind of positioned him in the spot. And I added it up the other day, and since May 29th, I've made 13,000 US dollars on top of what I've mined. And I now have 14 miners because I just keep bringing in 3 people at a time and getting those 200 hash. So this is incredible. Like, I actually did the calculator thing, which I think we can show you what the calculator is. But like with 12 miners, if I had 12 miners as of like a week ago, that's like $80,000 by February or something. And I just keep adding miners. So like you really have control over what you want to do here. You want to go passive, go passive. You want to go hard, run with it, make a paycheck every week. That's what I'm doing, because this is my job now. Texas is my job now. So I will make sure I do whatever it takes to make my paycheck every week. But you don't have to do that, but you can. And I love that. And you know, we have people on our team that have bought 9 miners and have shared with nobody because they just wanted, there was a deal at the time, buy 9, get 3 free. So he came out of the gate with 12 miners. So you can do however you want to do here and make it basically match what your goals are, right? So yeah, I hope that helps. But I love TechSet. I think it's amazing. And the more you learn about it, the more you dive into it and come on the calls on Tuesdays and Thursdays and hear from Bobby, the more you're going to fall in love with it, and the more you're going to believe in it, and just know there will be no doubt. There will be no FUD. because you'll just know that this is the right place, right time with the right people. And you are very, very lucky and blessed to be here, because I don't know about y'all, but I had a chance to get into Bitcoin when it was $200. I'm sure the people that were finding that at $1 when everyone was telling that, oh, it's a scam, what is Bitcoin? I think they're probably pretty happy right about now. So we have the same opportunity here with TEXIT, in my opinion. And take it or don't. One day you'll either be really happy you did, or you'll be kicking yourself. And that's the way I see it.
And
So,
Bitcoin's not freedom money. Freedom
No.
money is not manipulated. We are not manipulated in Texas coin. The market's like volatile. It's up and down, and we're like going sideways. And then we hit a peak, and then we go sideways, and then we hit a peak, and then we go a little down and a little up, but it's only a couple pennies. So if we go from $1.36 to $1.30 to $1.36 in the same day, it's I know there's a lot of people on this call that don't understand market manipulation or crypto in general and what the cost of the coin and everything. When you join into this project with us here in Team Freedom, with Amy and I and whoever invited you here, full transparency, we will show you every single thing that we do. If you need done for you content, how to share it, what to say to somebody, what image to put in your story, how to respond. If you need a Zoom, if you need a three-way chat, like everybody that says, I can't do this because of what, that's personal. All the tools are here. What do you say? It's here. What do you respond? It's here. There's nothing left to question. There's so much hand holding here. And it's not that we're trying to just massively, create this giant team. It's a blessing. Like, I'm giving this information to my family. I've been in this space for 5 years, and they're like, wow, she's doing another one of them crypto things, because people prejudge it from the outside because they don't understand it. And that's okay. I've been teaching crypto for 5 years, and people come to me with I hope this is not a dumb question. It's never a dumb question. It's a learning experience with a new language. And if you don't jump in, you're getting left behind. You're getting left out. This is where the world is going. Shopify, you can pay for things with crypto. Amazon is adding it. You can buy all your apps in the App Store now with crypto. It's being offered at the banks, at your Chase Bank. Like, it's not something that people are looking at going, it's a scam. There's scammers when you cut down your trees outside, you take your car to the mechanics, you have somebody paint your house. Scammers are people, but crypto is not a scam. Like, it's freedom. And if you can understand that and add yourself into a place like within our team and start to learn the lingo and the language, you will realize, like, oh my God, this is a true path to financial freedom. Not just the TEXIT, we have other things, but we have a lot of education and hand holding on how to share it with people, or what to say, or personal development on what to do with yourself. So there's a lot behind what we offer, other than just like what we're offering you right now with information.
Absolutely. Awesome. So Jody, you have your hand raised.
I do. I'd like to share something. So I think that with Team Freedom, especially with TEXIT or any of their programs that they're doing, they could, not just so much for the fact that they have a lot of leaders, or I mean a lot of followers, but because they could pull all of us in, take our money, leave us to be, and keep building their self, because they would go faster. But they're not. They will literally stop and take their time and walk you through everything. And if they weren't here to help us and want the best for us, vetting, and I'm gonna probably cry, because I just really feel that the integrity and the love that they have for us as a person. And Amy's never ever given up on me in like the 5-10 years that I've known her. And I just feel really blessed. And when people say that this is a pyramid scheme, or that, whatever, like, Amy and Val don't have to sit here and hold our hands. I was so busy. I've been going through so much stuff. And I said, Amy, I just need to get through my work school year. I said, she literally said, you know what, Jody, bring me your people. I got them for you. Who does that? Why would Amy do that or Val do that for me? Val's even stepped in. Why would they do this for me? They don't owe me anything because they truly want to see everybody here win. Everybody.
Because we love you. And Jody made her first $1,000.
I'm at my first 1,000. No. Because I have till Saturday at noon, I'm making my first $3,000 and I'm bringing my girls with me.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Awesome.
I'm just very grateful for the fact that I have so much trust for these two girls, and the fact that they love me so much, it really shows. They don't want anybody to be left behind. And I just like, the other day I just looked at her and I was like, this is where I'm meant to be. I got to get rid of my work. We were so good as business partners back in the day, and it was a rug pull, and it was a freaking Russian mafia. And it was like, it's funny now to talk about it. But I said to her, I said, I just feel like everyone's like, why are you so calm? So I just quickly shared last night, kind of like Val, we're parking our camper, and our only vehicle that we had left, he unhooked it, smashed right through. It's probably going to be a write-off. And I'm like, everyone's like, why are you so calm? I'm like, it is what it is. And I'm going to have a way to provide. Finally.
Yay.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you, Jody. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I love
You're welcome. I love you girls so much.
We love you too. There's no such thing as a misfit in Team Freedom. I have been part of misfit opportunities here. Figure it out, do your thing. There's no such, we are hand holders. And sometimes I'm on mute under my breath being like, "Ugh, the information is there, but I will still get the information. I'll still point you where it needs to go. I'll still hop on the Zoom. I'll still do all of the things. There's no dumb questions. It's leadership here into a new world of true freedom. And it's not just about the money, it's personal development. It's what you can do for your family now, what you were unable to do, and what you're praying about every day. Pray about this every night. They're on their knees. They're talking about, if I could just find a little bit of peace, just find a little bit of space. Now, I can't do this. I say this to you guys now. Do you poop? Do you take your phone when you poop? Do you have 5 minutes where you could listen to a Zoom or invite a friend or make a content copy pasting? Like, you have the time to do the things, and it's all provided. And it's not just about, passive income here. It's about true financial freedom for your whole entire future. And TEXIT moved to the very top of my things. We have multiple streams within Team. TEXIT has blown me away. It's a paycheck for me. It's like I want to clock in. Literally want to clock in.
I just want to add on to what Jody said there, because, one of the things that I've always hated in this space is that feeling that you're being recruited. And I won't join anybody if they're just trying to recruit me. And it's happened before. And, it's that feeling that, they'll just recruit you and then leave you. And I'm sure we've all been there. And I've always thought I would never do that. I want to show up as the leader like I would like to have, right? So when you join this team, you're joining a community where everybody wants to win together and celebrate together. And like Jody said, nobody gets left behind. We're always here for you. Always, sometimes you do have to take some time off, but we'll always get back to you. And we just want to see everybody win and flourish and thrive and leave their jobs and really create that freedom lifestyle, which is why we're called Team Freedom, right? So yeah, that's how
I want to ask something of either Mitchell or Angie. Amy and I can do it all day, but we'd like to have kind of an outside source for you guys that have been in the space for a half a minute with TEXIT. Would you mind one of you guys showing your back office and showing the transparency and giving a visual of what it looks like when we talk about points and thousands of dollars, and like what it looks like if you do decide to share it or you don't decide to share it?
Yeah, Angie, do you want me to do that?
Yeah, your numbers are a lot much bigger than mine.
I'm proud of mine, Angie, and
They're
I'm
much
way
more
down below
impressive.
you. I'm like, I'll show all day long.
All right.
But
So
I do love Mitchell's.
this is the dashboard, and you can see it, right?
Yep.
All right.
Yes.
The beautiful thing is these numbers are the same for everybody. This is the transparency we're talking about. You can see exactly how much money came in, where exactly it's going. It's broken down. $7.58 million were paid out in commissions. 10.1 million that came in as income. We can see our liquidity that went in. This is all weekly, right? This is a 7-day, just so you guys know, a 7-day cap. We're looking at the last 7 days. So 189, almost 190 grand went into liquidity in the last 7 days. Really, really incredible, impressive numbers. It breaks everything down by country, how many miners we have. So you can see the growth here. The amount of people, or we got like hundreds of people coming on a day. It's absolutely insane. But let's look at the exciting things. We'll look at placement first. So this is my team here. Now, keep in mind, you need 9 points on your left and 9 points on your right in order to max out the comp plan. That's $3,000. Now, I have put in 0 people this week. 0. And how many points do I have? On my left, I have 61 points. On my right, I have 110 points. I have put in 0 people and I will make $3,000. Why? Because the points are not necessarily everything that I'm doing. It's everything that my entire team is doing. So like we can go down here for, I mean, forever, right? We won't bore you with that, but like every time you hit this plus button, it drops down another leg, right? So if someone down here 50, 60, 70 levels deep signs someone up, that 1 point, right? If they just buy one miner, shoots all the way up to me, and I get 100% credit for it as if I did it myself. Now, keep in mind, guys, when you have something incredible, people talk about it, right? When I got in for 27 days, I had 0 points on both sides. I opened my mouth a couple times and it turned into this. It's not hard to do. I'm not an MLMer. I'm not a big recruiter. I don't have a lot of successful experience in this place. Um, but the way it's structured is absolutely phenomenal. And just so you can see the transparency, these are my commissions. You guys can see that, right?
Yep.
Yes.
So I got paid $3,000 today, $3,000 last Wednesday, $3,000 the Wednesday before, 3,000, 3,000, 3,000, 3,000. I mean, these are weekly paychecks, right? These are getting paid out every single week. So absolutely incredible opportunity. I love, and I can't talk about it enough, how much transparency is in this company, and you know, the fact that they show everything like that, and transparency is absolutely awesome.
Awesome.
With that being said, if there's any other last minute questions specifically for me, I'd be happy to answer them. If not, I'm going to jump off. I'm still jet lagged and barely getting by here.
Awesome. Thank you so much for spending some time with us, Mitchell and Angie.
You're very welcome. I enjoy it.
And I'll say one thing about the comp plan that I really, really like is that it's not designed for people to make millions of dollars a month. It's like everybody can win here very easily. So, yeah.
3,000 is the max. Like you want to bring 100 people in a week, you're still going to make $3,000. It's not about how many people you recruit. It's just a matter of like Bobby truly appreciating the community build and saying, hey, I created this really easy comp plan. If you choose to share, I'll pay you for it. If you don't want to share, like last week, my $1,000 that I got, he sent me an email and said, you can take $1,000 in Texit coin, you can take $1,000 in cash, or I'll give you 2 free miners. And I was like, well, it's like a BOGO offer, you know? So it's it's not just about sharing. And I don't want everybody to think that's what we're doing here. We just want to bless everybody with the opportunity that's at hand here, that you can make money while you sleep. Whether or not you choose to share it's on you. But for your positioning in the future, if you missed out on Bitcoin or you've bought into some old things like I have and lost out, this is a new ball game that everybody shows up and gets a home run with.
So just quickly, does anybody have any questions for Mitchell so we can let him go get some sleep? No? Okay. Well, thank you so much, Mitchell, for being here. I really appreciate that. Thank you
I
so
have
much.
one quick question. Sorry, I couldn't unmute quick enough.
Okay.
You guys said that the coin came out May 15, 2024. When was the miner, the big miner thing plugged in to get started? Is it the same date?
Yeah, it would have been the same date if the coin was produced on that day, because no coins were produced without a miner. So I would assume it would be the same date.
Yeah.
Okay. So beautiful.
And
Thank you.
everything in the roadmap, all of the things, Jody, I can show you like where to find the things. And I know the Telegram chat was a bit overwhelming for you because everything is there. But I'll help you try to navigate through that and how to search in there for your answers. And then the help desk also has a ton of really good answers. Like
Oh,
I
I'm
said,
deep
nothing
diving.
left to wonder.
No, I'm gonna deep dive
Yeah.
and become a Texas Ranger, baby.
I love it.
Thank you all for
Right.
being here tonight. I know it takes a lot to like sit through an hour presentation, and we've gone over an hour, and you guys have both just come back from, you know, Hawaii yesterday. So I appreciate you guys being here and everybody for your time tonight, and get back with the person that shared this with you. We will have a replay. If you want to share it with your friends, you can get the replay link. Everything that we do is recorded, and we'll put it on YouTube channel. And we look forward to seeing you on the inside.
Yes.
Thank
Have a
you
good
for having us.
Yes. Thank you for being here.
Thanks, y'all. Have a good night.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Everybody's free to unmute and say anything if you want to.
Hey, Val.
Yes.
Hey, could you take a call here?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll message you back as soon as the call is done. We can definitely hop on a call.
Or Amy too. I don't know if she's available or not. What are you doing, Amy?
Yeah, we have a group chat, Kyle. We can definitely we can chat over there and screen share whatever you want.
Yeah, I just had a couple questions, but yeah, not too big of a deal.
Okay. Well, maybe you have questions other people have.
Okay,
Yep.
I'll chat with you in a bit here.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Great.
Thanks,
Okay.
Kyle.
And thank you.
All right. Anybody else have any questions, or if you're already in TEXIT, maybe you have questions about the comp plan or anything really? No,
Okay, bye. Everybody's like, okay, bye. Okay, bye.
You know what? I'm going to stop recording. How about that?
Oh, yeah.